Hey everyone, it's Kong again with a special episode of Should You Summon? I guess we'll call it a special episode. It's a limited banner with one dude. So let's take a look at how this actually works. Kind of like a normal raid-up banner, you have a 40% chance to get WEHTTAM. But unlike a normal raid-up banner, there's not another featured character, so the other 60% is all for off banners. To sweeten the deal though, anytime you do pop one of those 60% off banners, you actually get some WEHTTAM shards as a consolation prize. If your off banner is someone you have already at 6 stars, then you get 15 consolation shards, and if not, you get 10 consolation shards, so it's perfectly possible to get WEHTTAM entirely from summoning other off banner units. It sounds scary, but this is actually the first and only new character launch banner where you're literally guaranteed to be able to summon the unit as long as you dump enough tickets. On normal raid-ups, you could theoretically get unlucky and keep pulling off banners, which you can't trade, but on this one, even off banners will eventually net you a WEHTTAM. People have been tossing around that number of 600 summons, and no one's saying you need 600 summons in order to get him. That's literally just the worst case scenario. If you go to Pity 6 times in a row, and it's all characters that you don't have 6 star, that will get you your guaranteed WEHTTAM. Realistically, there are going to be people not going to Pity every single time. There are going to be people just popping the 40% and summoning him outright. So don't be too worried. Just be a little bit worried. So let's go ahead and take a look at WEHTTAM. WEHTTAM is a flexible, well-rounded threat, much like Lucretia. He's the same kind of scary character who brings a lot to the table, and then you get to decide how to use him in whatever situation you end up in. His talent straight up increases his attack, defense, and damage dealt in combat. If he's debuffed, they wear off faster, by 2 ticks per turn instead of 1. Every time an enemy dies, whether it was WEHTTAM who killed them or not, up to 3 random enemies anywhere on the map get a debuff that disables their passive skills and makes them unable to be guarded against WEHTTAM's attacks. And this debuff lasts for 2 turns. His 3-cost skill deals AoE damage within 3 spaces of your selected target square, boosts his attack by 20%, gives him immunity to debuffs for 2 turns, summons an evil sword on the selected square, and lets him move another 3 spaces and attack. The sword's not just an aura or a totem that appears on the map like Rosalia's swords, but an actual unit that can be attacked and killed. But you don't move it around, it just sits there emanating evil bonuses. For every enemy near the sword, WEHTTAM gets damage reduction. All Dark Reincarnation allies anywhere on the map get plus 5% to all stats. And when the sword ends its turn, WEHTTAM heals by 30%. Since this 3C isn't just a summon, and actually deals AoE damage, it can be clocked. Okay, that was all just his talent and his 3C, he still has other skills. One of his unique skills is a small AoE that inflicts heal block and cannot guard, and then lets him move 3 more spaces. Another is a 1.8 times damage single target attack that strips 5 buffs like Sword Soul, but also inflicts undispellable Curse of Wounding. Finally, he has a 1-cost skill that lets him teleport to any injured enemy. If the spot he teleports to has a summoned evil sword buddy nearby, or if there's an enemy with his passive disabling talent debuff nearby, then he can act again, so he can teleport in and then kill someone immediately. He's a member of Protagonists, buffed by Matthew, the real Matthew, and Lavina the Great, Dark Reincarnation, buffed by Bozel and Licorice, and Mythical Realm, buffed by Gizaroth and the Sage of the Trees. For bonds, he thankfully doesn't unlock anyone else's bonds. He needs Bozel for his own defensive bond, and Zerida for his attack bond. Now, Bozel and Zerida are both going to be available on Destiny banners, separate Destiny banners, about a month after WEHTTAM's banner ends. The predicted banner schedule has been messed up quite a bit by Zlong's shuffling things around for this update, but at least the pattern after the anniversary should simmer back down to normal, eventually. For content, on the PvE front, he's not as OP as the other well-rounded meta kid Lucretia. He doesn't show up in top-ranking teams in Ancient Beckoning, for example. But he flies, he has great stats, and he has versatile skills, so he should be a good jobber in challenges and routine content, timeless trials, stuff like that. PvP is where he'll really shine though. He's self-sufficient, meaning you can drop him into pretty much any box. The versatility of his kit also means you can pick him in almost any pick and ban line, and then adjust your loadout accordingly. He's not going to end up being a dead pick like some other hard-countered characters might be. The only downside here is that he'll frequently be banned, but that just lets you deploy other high-priority characters more easily, so it's a win-win either way. For availability, this is a limited banner. That means it's very similar to a collab or crossover. WEHTTAM is not going into the normal summoning pool after this banner ends. You won't be able to randomly get him as an off-banner pull on other banners, and he won't be coming back on any normal Destiny or Raid-Up banners. This one-man banner might come back sometime, people are speculating in a year, but for now this is the only way to get him. Let's move right on to the notes for noobs here. If you care about PvP at all, summon him. If you're a collector or a completionist, this is pretty much your only chance, so summon him. If you just play casually and you only want to play PvE, then you don't need to summon him, but you honestly probably still should. You can get those other characters you've been saving up for later. Now this is where I would normally talk about upcoming banners, but as you all know, Zilong has given us the gift of holiday joy and confusion by making dramatic changes to the way things were released in China. So there's not going to be too much point in speculating about what's coming up soon until things settle down a little bit. It's enough to bear in mind that Werner and Mariendel are out there, Lucretia and Ares are coming soon, Epsilon and Hilda, the old Elwyn, Leon, and Bernhardt Destiny banner, lots of good ways to liquidate your tickets, so focus on the must-haves and take things a week at a time. Alright, that's it for this episode. I hope you found this video and these summaries comforting in these times of chaos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Should You Summon. Extra special thanks, of course, especially at this time of year, to our Langrisser tier channel members for generously supporting the channel directly. Thank you so much for your help, folks.